Hi, travel advisors. Welcome to Embark, the streaming series built to manifest your sales. Each episode will offer quick, informative facts and information to build your business with special guests along the way. If we haven't met, my name's Angel Morley. I'm the Business Development Manager for Southern, Central, and Coastal Central California. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned pro, you're in the right space. So set a goal and let's manifest those sales. I often say Holland America has a rich history we're very proud of. I'd like to share that history with you today. With 151 years of business, we've seen and introduced a thing or two. Our beginnings trace back to April 18, 1873, where we're founded as the Netherlands American Steamship Company, a cargo and passenger line. Our first ship, Rotterdam I, had actually taken her maiden voyage 1 year prior in 1872. She sailed for 15 days from the Netherlands to New York City, carrying 70 passengers and 800 tons of cargo. Within a few short years, the company is a major carrier of those immigrating from Europe to the New World. From the 1880s to the 1920s, massive immigration takes place as many leave their homeland for a new life. At one point, Holland America Line carried more than 10% of those traveling in steerage from Europe to the New World, bearing tickets bought in the field offices of Holland America Line passenger ships. We experienced massive growth between 1882 and 1889. Holland America Line settles down at a permanent pier in Hoboken, New Jersey. The dam suffix is adopted for the names of Holland America Line passenger liners. Offices open in Rotterdam. A short-lived Netherlands to Buenos Aires service is initiated, but ultimately cut short due to a revolution in Argentina. And Holland America Line obtains a permanent lease from the Rotterdam Council. Expansion continues, and by 1890, Holland America Line purchases a new terminal in Hoboken, New Jersey. The Rotterdam II sails the first Holland America Line cruise, a short summer voyage from Rotterdam to Copenhagen and back, and the Netherlands American Steamship Company officially becomes known as Holland America Line. By 1898, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary. Holland America Line owns 6 ships, has carried 90,000 cabin passengers and 400,000 steerage passengers, along with 5 million tons of cargo, mostly flower bulbs, herring, and gin. In 1906, the New Amsterdam I is added to the company's fleet. She's named after New York's original name, which is still part of the Dutch colonies. The ship carries 440 first class, 246 second class, 1,078 third class guests, and 1,284 more passengers in 'tween decks. New Amsterdam ranks as number 10 on the world list of large merchant vessels. By 1908, Rotterdam IV enters service as the company's flagship, with lush interiors reflecting the era's Regency Edwardian aesthetic. She's the first transatlantic ship with a glass-enclosed promenade. The second Holland America Line cruise and first pleasure cruise departs in 1910 from New York via Rotterdam to the Mediterranean and the Holy Land on board the Statendam I. In the meantime, cargo becomes an important part of Holland America Line's operation. Dedicated cargo ships are built to allow for the expansion of passenger space on other ships. Growth continues, and Holland America Line builds 4 passenger cargo ships, Edam, Leerdam, Maasdam, and Spaardam, for service to Cuba and the Gulf of Mexico ports. The names Edam and Leerdam are never used again in the company's history, as they're more frequently associated with the famous cheeses of the same name. 1926 becomes another year of first, as Veendam II sails Holland America Line's first Caribbean cruise. Rhindam I makes the company's first round-the-world voyage as a floating university, and Holland America Line starts to use containers for shipping furniture and other non-bulk cargo. In 1939, Holland America Line prepares for alternatives in case the North Atlantic becomes too dangerous. Instead of leaving the ship and layup in New York, cruises are made to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. At the start of World War II, Holland America Line has 25 ships. By war's end, only 9 will remain. New Amsterdam II will transition to a wartime vessel and sail 500,000 miles, transporting close to 400,000 troops. In the first few months of the war, Dutch companies had hoped to continue operating their ships, as the Netherlands hoped to remain neutral in the conflict. After ships began hitting mines and being targeted by submarines, Holland America Line is forced to withdraw their liners from service and to redirect them. This leads to Statendam III being laid up at Rotterdam after returning from New York in December 1939. Veendam II is docked there as well. It will be used by the Nazis as an accommodation ship in Germany. Germany invades the Netherlands on May 10, 1940, and on the 15th forces the Dutch to capitulate. Those 4 days of battle see heavy fighting in and around Rotterdam. Statendam III, Veendam II, and a Holland America Line cargo ship, which are moored at the Holland America Line pier in Rotterdam, are irreparably damaged by the bombardment of the harbor. Passenger ships are converted to troop ships. Noordam II, designed for 125 passengers, now carries 2,300 troops. New Amsterdam II, just short of 9,000. Passenger cargo liner Zaandam II is torpedoed, causing 127 casualties, including 2 Holland America Line captains. On the home front, 2 cargo passenger ships, Westerdam I and Zuiderdam I, are under construction as the war starts, and are now used as blockade ships to keep the expected invasion out of the ports. On April 10, 1946, a hero's journey culminates. New Amsterdam II sails home from Southampton to Rotterdam to a reported crowd of 600,000 people lining the dikes along the new waterway leading up to Rotterdam. During the course of the war, she has traveled 530,452 miles and carried 378,361 troops, a record only broken by the Cunard Queens, which are twice the size. And in that same year, Westerdam I inaugurates Holland America Line's first post-war North Atlantic passenger sailing. It is also the ship's maiden voyage. Post-war rebuild, we welcome sister ships Maasdam IV and Rijndam II to join the Holland America Line fleet. 9 cargo ships also joined the fleet immediately after World War II. Rijndam II and Maasdam IV, the economy twins, are first to adopt a new dove gray color scheme, and they're also the first to allow tourist-class passengers the run of the ship and restrict one upper deck to first-class guests only. Additionally, Maasdam IV is the first Holland America Line ship to be equipped with stabilizers. By 1958, we are once again making waves with our first Grand World voyage on the Statendam IV, departing from Hoboken, New Jersey. In 1964, the jet age presents challenges for Holland America Line. The majority of the company's business is transatlantic voyages. The advent of the Boeing 707 jet transforms the journey from days to hours. As a result, Holland America Line faces a daunting financial environment. Again, hard decisions need to be made to survive. Refitting the fleet for vacation cruises versus Atlantic crossings is the only answer. In 1964, 61 transatlantic voyages were made, a figure never again to be reached. By 1968, only 21 crossings are made. Cruising now dominates Holland America Line's passenger business, and in 1969, Holland America Line further reduces transatlantic sailings to only 13. By 1972, Holland America Line ceases all North Atlantic passenger services. The entire passenger fleet is now dedicated to vacation cruising. As we look to pivot in the market, Alaska rises as an expandable opportunity. West Tours, started by Chuck West in Fairbanks in 1947, pioneered the cruise tour concept, combining cruising with land tours through Alaska and the Yukon. West Tours originally arranged bus, rail, and air trips for passengers arriving on Alaska steamships. He then chartered the first cruise ships to operate in Alaska waters. By 1971, Holland America Line acquires 70% of West Tours Incorporated, an Alaska tour company. In 1973, another 15% is acquired, and the remaining 15% is acquired in 1977. Statendam 4 is the first ship to be repainted in a midnight blue and sail these waters under the Holland America Line name. In 1973, Holland America Line celebrates the company's 100th anniversary while saying goodbye to the Grand New Amsterdam II of 1938, the darling of the Dutch. Meanwhile, Holland America Line's first purpose-built cruise liner, Prinsendam 1, enters service, sailing Indonesian cruises from Singapore. Prinsendam conducts Holland America Line's Alaska cruises on the Inside Passage itinerary. The ship sails Alaska in the summer, Indonesia in the fall, winter, and spring. Other Holland America Line ships cruise to Caribbean and Bermuda, with Rotterdam 5 also conducting an annual world cruise. By 1983, Alaska sailings are becoming our staple, and Holland America Line moves west to Seattle to consolidate operations with West Tours, becoming known as Holland America Line West Tours Incorporated. The New Amsterdam III, carrying 1,214 guests, joins the fleet also. In 1987, aligning with trends of the current, Rotterdam makes her last world cruise as the revenue on the shorter cruises proves much higher. Holland America Line invests 50% share in Windstar Sail Cruises in 1987. The remaining 50% is acquired 1 year later in 1988. Windstar vessels known as motor sailing yachts with poetic names like Windstar, Windsong, and Windspirit are sailing yachts with auxiliary motor capacity. In March of 1988, Holland America Line then acquires Homelines. In November 1988, the Homeric is quickly transformed into Westerdam II. In 1989, the ship's length is increased by 130 feet. The ship introduces new features to the Holland America Line, including the Megadome, or sliding glass roof over the central pool, which can still be utilized today on our ships. And in 1989, Carnival Corporation purchases Holland America Line West Tours Incorporated for $625 million. From 1992 to 2000, Holland America Line introduces 8 new ships, almost one per year. We also celebrate our 125th anniversary and welcome Half Moon Cay during this period, when we obtain a lifelong lease to Little San Salvador Island from the Bahamian government and rename it Half Moon Cay. This beautiful island features 9.5 miles of white sand beaches and has remained a favorite destination for many of Holland America Line's guests. In 2003, Holland America Line announced a $225 million Signature of Excellence initiative, providing unparalleled product and service enhancements to its fleet of 5-star ships. Signature of Excellence raised the standard in premium cruising with enhancements such as plush Eurotop mattresses and large fluffy towels in the staterooms. The Culinary Arts Center, which was presented by Food and Wine magazine, and Explorations Cafe, which is still powered by the New York Times. To date, this initiative has topped enhancements of more than $560 million. We also celebrated our 130th anniversary that year with the launch of the new Vista-class ship, Oosterdam. Celebrating 143 years in business, Koningsdam joined the fleet on May 20th, 2016. In 2018, we expanded our investment in Alaska at the McKinley Chalet Resort and Hotel in Denali Park with an extra 99-room wing. And in 2019, New Statendam 6 entered service in December after being christened by Oprah Winfrey. But unprecedented times would lie ahead, and on March 14, 2020, Holland America Line orders a cessation to all cruise operations due to COVID-19 pandemic. The ships would go into warm layup, where vessel crew and routine maintenance is reduced, while essential machinery is kept in operation. All ships were ordered to disembark their guests. 4 ships were sold to other operators, and on July 20th, it's announced that Rhine Dam 4, whose keel was laid in November 2019, would enter service as the Pinnacle-class ship Rotterdam 7. The Pinnacle-class Rotterdam 7 entered service in October 2021. She was renamed Rotterdam, paying homage to her 6 predecessors. Rotterdam 7 is the 3rd Holland America Line Pinnacle-class ship in the fleet. Known for extensive art collections and a vast array of dining venues, elegant furnishings, music, and entertainment designed to suit almost every taste. Rotterdam 7 has much to offer even the most discerning traveler. This takes us to the current year, with the introduction of our global fresh fish program and our newest restaurant, Marimoto at Sea. You can learn about this and more in future episodes of Embark. Thank you for joining today and learning about the history of Holland America Line. Happy sailing!